Hello everyone and welcome to YRR Help, and this is my new series on Spring Data JPA. And in the entire series we will be talking about what are all the different features provided by Spring Data JPA. So first of all, let me explain what is Data JPA and how does it differ from Hibernate. So we all know that JPA is a standard specification and Hibernate is an implementer of that specification. Well, the problem with Hibernate is that there's so much boilerplate code involved in, and there's so much complexity. So what I mean is that just to do some basic CRUD operation, you have to deal with getting a session factory, getting a session, and opening a transaction, and etc. and etc. And if you want to do some advanced operations, you have to deal with so many APIs. So that's the problem with Hibernate, and Spring Data JPA tries to avoid this complexity. So what it does is that it kind of acts as a wrapper or abstraction on top of this JPA, and it tries to reduce all the complexity, and you could write operations, database operations with just one single line of code. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to do database operations using Spring Data JPA, and we're going to cover that in upcoming videos. So just remember that data JPA is an wrapper or abstraction on top of JPA or JPA implementation, and it's not an alternative to Hibernate. Although Spring by default uses Hibernate as a JPA implementer, it's not necessary that you have to go with Hibernate. You can go with any another implementer. So that's another benefit of Spring Data JPA. So in future, if you want to remove Hibernate and if you want to go with any another JPA implementer, you can do with just a minimum basic configuration changes. So that's all about Spring Data JPA. So these are all the different topics we will be covering throughout the series. And at first, I'm going to show you how to do a project setup, and I'm going to show you how to do basic configurations required. And after that, I'm going to show you how to do CRUD operations using Spring Data JPA. And after that, I'm going to show you what are all the different ways available to query your database. And you can achieve all these things with just single line of code. That's the beauty of Spring Data JPA. And after that, we will move to advanced topics like caching, transaction management, connection pool management, and etc. So that's all about our course overview. So before proceeding further, I'm assuming that you are already familiar with these topics. So first of all, you should be familiar with Spring Boot and Spring, just the basics. And I'm also assuming that you are familiar with Hibernate or JPA. The reason because, as I said, Spring Data JPA is an wrapper on top of JPA. So you should be familiar with basics. At least you should be familiar with entities. So that's all about a course introduction, and in my next video I'm going to show you how to do a project setup.